You think about sex, but then right after that, the failure thoughts come. And suddenly, everything shuts down. And after it happens enough times, it stops feeling random and starts feeling inevitable. This video is about rewiring that fear pattern at its source by using these 20 deep questions you can ask yourself. So you can stop bracing for a self-fulfilling prophecy and start actually enjoying sex again. But first, let's talk about why fear isn't just a body thing and why trying to think your way out of it keeps backfiring. For most guys I work with, ED isn't about performance. It's about meaning and expectations. Not so much fear of not getting hard, more fear of what will happen if I don't get hard. What does that say about me? These thoughts tend to flip your nervous system into survival mode. Suddenly, you're frozen. Nothing's logically wrong, but the blood moves away from your groin and you lose your erection. When this happens, most guys double down on the same old strategies. More pressure, more self-judgment, more trying to fix it. Think of it like this. You're in a car driving up and down the same road. And no matter how many times you drive that road, it keeps bringing you back to the same place, fear. And even if you try to just relax or beat yourself up even harder, if you're still driving that same old road, you still wind up back at the same fear. Good news though, that road has off-ramps, it has exits, and today we're going to help you find them. We're going to shift how you think about success and failure when it comes to sex, and maybe shift the relationship you have with yourself in the process. So ideally, you feel like sex is less a high-stakes test and more like it's something that's comfortable and safe, something you can actually look forward to. Sound ambitious for a video? Yeah. In an ideal world, you'd be working with me or someone like me live. I've been helping guys resolve ED issues for over 20 years. If you ever want to find out if I might be able to help you too, just give me a call or drop me a note. For now, though, I'm going to do the best I can to give you the same tools I might use with you if we were working together live. What I'm going to do now is give you a series of questions. Some are pretty straightforward, some are deeper and run more towards the hypnosis end of the spectrum. Either way, I'd encourage you to think of them as invitations. Even if your initial answer might be very closed or very negative, no problem at all. You can use that negativity or the certainty of that answer as your signal to get curious, to open back up, to reconsider, almost as if you were window shopping. You don't have to buy into or keep any of the other ideas you consider. You're just here to see some other ways of looking at things. Again, we're just looking for some exits and off-ramps from that road you've been stuck on. You don't necessarily have to actually take the exits, but just by considering them, by seeing some of the other possibilities, your map gets bigger. You get more choices. And having more choices usually feels good. So I'm going to prompt you with a question, then leave 30 seconds or so of silence for you to consider it. And as you consider it, you may want to notice how the answer feels in your body. If your body feels good or relieved, that might be an insight that would feel good to take past the end of this video. Something to explore as you move forward from here. Oh, and if any of the questions seem a little confusing, that's fine. They're somewhat intended to be sometimes. Just notice the feeling you get in your body, even if the question doesn't seem to make complete sense. If it's a good feeling, we're probably on the right track. Okay, we're just about good to go. But before we do the actual questions, let's do this quick setup for the rest of the exercise. I'm going to give you a sentence. What I'll ask you to do is to repeat it back to yourself, and then just let an ending pop on to the end of it. First thing that pops into your mind. And when I use the word fail, let's assume I'm talking about failing sexually. Here we go. If I fail, that might mean. If more than one ending pops into your mind, no problem. When you land on the ending that makes your chest tighten or your stomach drop, that's the belief we're going to work with. Again, if I fail, that might mean. Okay, let's take that belief into the first question. What's the probability that your answer is actually true? I mean, are there ever any times when it wasn't true? For you? For anyone else? 98%? 60? 42? The question is, what's the probability that that sentence is actually true? Number two, if you're less than 100% certain that it's true, what other possibilities could you begin to see when you consider the gap, the probability that you may actually have been wrong about that sometimes? Number three, what would happen if you failed to remember to believe something like that? What could success look like after that? Number four, what would it mean if that problem didn't even need to be solved? It just needed to be understood differently. What would that mean? Number five, can you imagine what it would be like to find something lovable inside of you, inside of the failures? Quick thing you might find to be helpful. All the work we're doing here is about a long-term solution. But I know sometimes you just need a reboot, an on-the-spot tool to break that cycle of anxiety. So I made the Pressure Release Reset. It's a free 20-minute guided hypnosis session designed to dissolve intense performance pressure so you can get out of your head and back into the moment. If you want to have this ready for the next time you need it, just click in the first link in the description down below. I'll send it to you right now, and it's completely free. Number six, if you didn't have to perform in a certain way, what would sex look like for you? What would that feel like for you? Number 7, beyond performance. What does your partner really care about in you? Number 8, other than success and failure, what are some of the other ways you could relate to your sexual energy that might feel different? Number 9, could a failure ever lead to deeper connection with your partner? Number 10, now that you're all grown up, what's the cost of treating sex like it's one of those pass-fail tests that you took when you were a kid? Number 11, what's beyond pass-fail in your thinking about sex you could start seeing as an adult now? Number 12, if you let go of the pressure you had been putting on yourself, if you were way out on the other side of that tendency, to the point where you hadn't done it in a long time, how would that feel in your body? Number 13, if your dick had a voice of its own, what do you think it would be trying to say when it goes soft in some of those moments? Number 14, what do you think your dick would want to say to you about the way you've been treating it? Number 15. What's something new you could say to yourself about sex that might feel different than what you've said to yourself in the past? Sixteen. What's one shift you could make in your self-talk that would feel safer? Not perfect, just safer, more calm. 17. Can you imagine what it would be like if you talked to yourself like that on a regular basis? Maybe to the point where it was just kind of automatic. 18. What's it like in your body when you're in situations where you feel safe, present, and connected? 19. Who would you become if you began to succeed to look at this from some of these different perspectives? 20. Who wouldn't you be anymore if rather than performing, you just found yourself connecting and exploring? 21. Bonus question. How would you be different as a person in your thoughts, your feelings, your actions if you gave yourself permission to relax and be kind to yourself? 'Before we wrap up, just a quick reminder. If you want that hypnosis tool for immediate anxiety relief, the Pressure Release Reset. Don't forget to download it for free using the link in the description down below. If any of these questions stirred something in you, even just a little, the next step might be to look at how your identity and expectations shape performance before it even starts. I made another video about fear of failure. It's a hypnosis session that you can just relax and listen to. It's designed to help some of these shifts that you may have begun to make with this video continue. If you're interested, check it out here.